Hey guys, it's ArchieLuxury. ArchieLuxury from the ArchieLuxury channel, the Paul Pluta channel, and ArchieLuxury corporate. Guys, keep watching. Keep watching. I need the viewers. I need the viewers. I need the subs. I need it. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Tell your friends, whether you like them or hate them. Just tell them anyhow. ArchieLuxury on YouTube. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury on the Paul Pluta channel. Today guys, we're talking about watches that I love. Watches that I love. And today guys, this is probably my grail. This is probably the watch I love the most. Don't tell the other ones. It's my Patek Philippe. And it's of course, it can only be my world time, my Patek world time. Guys, what can I say? Indeed, let me tell you the story and my love for this wristwatch. Basically, guys, I got my first Patek in late 2000. It was a reference 3919. I got it from Shawnee in Melbourne. Armadale Watch Gallery, which now has renamed itself as European Watch Gallery in Collins Street. And because I got my 3919, you could send away and join the archives, because the watch I bought had never been registered or they'd never sent or off. And you got a free magazine. You got a lifetime subscription to Patek magazine. And I thought, well, I'll join the club. And anyhow, in 2001, this magazine turned up. They sent, this is not the Patek magazine, this is the magazine that was an extra. This is Watch Time. And look, it was the special Patek edition. It had the 5110 on the cover. And I gotta tell you, from this magazine onwards, I thought, wow, if ever there was a watch that I thought was the ultimate super grail, this is 2001, I thought that's it. It is the world time, the Patek Philippe world time. I'd never seen a watch so beautiful, the way it looked. And I gotta tell you, man, I really do love this wristwatch. This wristwatch here is a piece that I really, really do love. Let me set the scene. So basically, let me advance a bit. Then I was in Thailand working, and I remember lazing in the pool in the apartment complex, thinking, you know, if I had unlimited money, do a bit of dreaming, what would I buy? And I remember thinking, you know what, one watch just for me, because I was doing a bit of watch, you know, I was selling a few watches and that at the time. I thought, what's one watch I'd keep? What is it? It wasn't a Daytona. It wasn't some Rolex. I'd already had a day date. I'd had a couple day dates actually by that stage. No, I thought, you know what I'd really want is a Patek Philippe. And I thought, you know what I'd really want is a world time. I really want a world time. That's what I really, really want. And I gotta tell you, it was my dream to own one of these critters. And you know, these are expensive critters. They're not cheap at all. And I remember thinking to myself, no, I wouldn't get the platinum, I'd get the white gold. Anyhow, advance forward a couple of lifetimes, and I had sold, I basically got an inheritance, a modest inheritance in 2009, and I bought a 5107 I then sold that for good money, and then I got a Rolex gold sub, the gold sub. And then I flipped that, I sold that. It's actually a long story. This guy I know, he was sort of a friend, but he's a bit, what happened was I had this guy, I'd sold his yellow gold sub, and I told him I got it sold. And the day before, he stabbed me in the back. He sold it to someone else. So I had a customer who was sending money to me and no gold sub. And I thought, you know what? I'll sell mine. And that's exactly what I did. I sold my gold sub to him. And then I rang Ronnie. From Vintage Watch Co. and said, Ronnie, what do I buy? I just sold my gold sub. What do I buy? And I said, look, I said to him, because I had owned a Patek 5107 in the past, and I said, hey, I'd love some sort of Calatrava, maybe a 5196. What do you got? And he said, oh, I've got a World Time, a 5110. And I said, oh, too expensive. He goes, no, it's not. And it was actually a white gold one. And believe it or not, I then flipped it, and I bought his yellow gold. Never rains, it pours, because he had two of them. And this now is the yellow gold. Which one is better? I own the white, and I've also owned the yellow. What I like about the yellow, it's got an antique-y type of feel to it. That's something I really like. It's got a vintage look to it. Because the model before this is worth $1 million. They go for over $1 million. And it kind of, you see a few of them in yellow gold. And this has got the same sort of vintagey look to it. So I must say, I love the white gold, sold it, and bought the yellow gold. And believe it or not, I actually paid more for the yellow gold, $500 or $250 more than the white gold. But it's because normally white gold and rose gold have got a little bit of a premium attached to them. But all that aside, this has been a watch I've had for a considerable time, number of years. I've come close to selling it. I've put it up for sale a couple of times, and thankfully the sales fell through. My personality, I tend to lose my temper with people very quickly, and I got to be honest with you, if I had sold this, I don't think I would have gone back into Pateks. That would have been it. So, by the fact that it didn't sell, I think I got to be grateful. I got to be grateful that it didn't sell. And I really do love the watch. I love the watch. It's got a lot of good, I got a lot of good memories for it. Now, I actually sent this watch to Hong Kong for service, and then the rotor got jammed. It jammed after the service. It jammed. So then, unfortunately, Pateks, they're not like a normal watch. You just go, just take it down. You gotta fly back, and it was difficult. I took it to Patek Service Center in Singapore, and they actually serviced it again, free of charge, under their warranty. So I got to say thank you for that. In all honesty, what do I think of this watch here? I absolutely love the World Time. I think it is iconic. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's sort of I love it. It's also got the 240 movement, which of course is Patek's. That's their kind of their high-end automatic movement. It's got a deployant buckle there, 37 mil. Some people say now, oh, it's a bit small, but I got to be totally honest with you. I think the size is about right. The 5110, they came out 37 mil. Then the next model, the 5130, was 39.5. Then the model after that, the 5230, 38.5. So I kind of think, you know, maybe it is a wee bit small in the modern context, but I think it's beautiful. It uses 20 mil strap, 37 mil watch, tapers down to 14 mil, which is a bit of an oddball size. Normally they taper down to 16 mils, but it is what it is. I love it. I really do love this watch. It's probably my most it's very cool, extremely cool. Yeah, I really do love it. I think it's got the best font, it's got the best guilloche. I like the hand. Some people don't like the hand. Well, it's some people, you know, some people are never happy. But in my opinion, I remember back when it was on the cover of Watch Time, and that's what I remember. I remember that watch in here, and I remember thinking to myself, man, I'd have about as much chance of winning the lottery as I would have ever being able to afford one of these pieces. And they've actually started to rebound a bit. I bought mine. They were a bit soft, and then they've actually gone up considerably. And I think it's probably the most famous world time in the world is the Patek Philippe. It is absolutely gorgeous piece. So yes, I love it. I really do love it. It is a fantastic piece. So yeah, so what do I it's a great piece. I love it completely. It's an amazing piece. No question about that. No question at all about that. It is absolutely fantastic. I got to be honest with you. It was a Grail watch. I've had a few Grails, you know, I've owned some amazing stuff, but this watch here, it's superb watch. Superb, absolutely superb. Precious metal, 240 movement, deployant buckle, probably the most famous world time ever created. You know, the 5110 is probably the reference point on this topic. So that watch there, I bought it. So it's kind of an interesting thing. That small inheritance I got there, that became the 5107, which I flipped. I loved my 5107. I sold that. I then got a gold sub. The gold sub days, they were fantastic. I loved my gold sub. And then, of course, I have flipped that. Got a white gold royal time. Then I flipped that and got a yellow gold, which is, I think it's just beautiful. Besides the platinum, which I think is probably the epitome of the coolest one to have, I think the yellow gold would probably be number 2 in that lineup. I love it. I don't ever want to sell it. That's a watch that really means a lot to me. My Patek World Time. These complicated Pateks are hard to get. They're expensive. They're hard to get. So, in all honesty, I think that is it. That is it. That's it. This is it. So, yeah, that's kind of the way I see it there. Great piece, great piece, great piece. I do love it. That's my grail. It's a grail. My grail is my Patek 5110. I love that watch. So tell me what you think, guys. What do you think? What do you think? And I can still remember this magazine. This is the magazine. See, Patek, it does work. People, I just remember reading this article and thinking, man, because I had the 3919, which was, that was a fabulous watch. There we go. That's the spread inside here. And this magazine at the time, it also talks about the 5035, another watch that I actually own at the moment. I own that at the moment there, the 5035, which is the useful complications. That's right. It very, very cool indeed there. And when this magazine was out, it says, a star among the useful complications, the annual calendar reference 5035 currently ranks among the company's best-selling watches. There you go. There you go. So it was incredibly cool to have. I loved it. I love my my world time. That's probably the piece, the world time. I love it. I love it. Would I sell it? Hey, never say never, but it gives me a lot of joy to own that. Okay, guys, I'm Paul Pluta, the method actor who plays Archie. And guys, tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and don't be afraid to put some comments below. So this is watches that I love. Tell me what you think, guys. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. Some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.